Next, for the same competition, our next student of class 12, Shri Vikash Vaibhav, also prepared a speech. Education is the nervous association of certain ideas. It's a real honor to announce that Vikas secured the third position in that competition in Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture, Golpark, with this very speech on education is the nervous association of certain ideas. So, for his elocution speech, we'd like to welcome here on the dais, Shri Vikas Vaibhav, class 12.
Namashri Ati Rajaya, Vivekananda Surye, Sachit Sukha Swarupaya, Swamine Tapaharine. Said Munshi Jagmohan Lal, truly Maharaj, he is really the king of renouncers and controllers of all passion. The sage Vivekananda, who is the truth and knowledge himself. The Raja of Khetri then nodded in agreement and asked his final query in the cave of Mount Abu. Swamiji, what then is education? The lips curved into smile, the very lips on whom the Sharda recites herself, and said, I should say education is the nervous association of certain ideas. Good morning to one and all present over here. Today I, Vikash Vaibhav, a student of class 12, would like to take this high privilege to offer my humble pranams in the feet of all learned Maharajas and respected figures seated over here. I would also like to extend my heartful greetings to all of my kings. Today, I am very privileged to have to speak on an outlook of very important aspect of education as fostered by our beloved Swamiji. Education is a topic of wide perceptions, enclosing philosophies from around the globe. One of the prominent educational philosophies arises out of the lotus mind of our beloved Swamiji that enlightens the whole world. Swamiji's concept of true education primarily focuses on physical, moral, and scientific development of man. These ideas, ranging from various subject matters, are well coordinated through the chemical of concentration and practice, which form the educational nervous system of man, ready to reflect any satisfactory action during every stage of life. One of the very important aspects of true education is the holistic development of both scientific temperament and spiritual tendency. Swamiji, from the bottom of his heart, wanted to merge Western science and Eastern philosophy. Swamiji also thought that the mixture of these both would inculcate the very best of values in humans. Science that was developed in the last 3 to 4 centuries in the western part of the world triggered the educational competition. It made the rational outlook of people more profound, enhancing their outer critical thinking skills, but up to a certain level, a level that has now been crossed. And now that very education has been converted into an educational manufacturing unit that is producing just soulless, selfish outputs, where only the outer level of the intellect is polished and the rest is neglected. But for an overall development, enhancement of every part, especially the inner voice, should be observed. If we cultivate this inner voice, the heart, properly, it will go beyond the intellect. And this is what religion is all about. Swamiji described religion as the innermost core of education. From religion here, we do not mean to refer to a particular sect, but the eternal principles of truth and virtue, which helps in Swamiji's words only, raising a blood unto man. Idea forms the very basis of an ideal educational system fostered by Swamiji. The great physicist Albert Einstein himself had said, science without religion is blind, and religion without science is lame. I would also like to share an incident with all of you which beautifully depicts the harmonious relation between science and religion. The day was a beautiful afternoon. A young man was sitting under a tree on the beach of Chennai coast. Another young man happened to pass by and spotted the man reciting the Gita. The young man, out of curiosity, then approached the man and asked him, Sir, why are you reading this meaningless book in the era where people are reaching to the moon? Science is at its peak in this era. Why are you reading this unscientific book? The other man didn't say anything and just smiled and replied, You should also read this. It has immense peace and wisdom in it. The young man then countered the question by saying that Perhaps, sir, you don't know that I'm a science student only, especially at the Vikram Sarabhai Research Institute. Why would I waste my time reading this meaningless book? The other man didn't say anything and just left. After a few days, the young man happened to encounter the same person again, and this time at the institute itself. And after inquiry, he got to know that the man reciting the Gita was none other than the great physicist Dr. Vikram Sarabhai himself. This event was a change in the life history of the young man, and it altered it so much that he came out to be one of the greatest physicists and scientists India has ever produced. The young man was none other than Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. This story also beautifully depicts that how, in today's world of rat race, we tend to forget the very basic of human nature, Chetana, the feeling of being alive. This very Chetana is what makes a man worthy of its name. This Chetana is the foundation stone of Swamiji's ideal of Kshatriya Virya and Brahma Teja. Such a man is fit in any yuga to achieve any feat, be it the killing of Ravana by Rama in the Treta Yuga or launching of the Agni by APJ Abdul Kalam in this very yuga. During all these thoughts, we must not forget about the real goal of education, salvation. First of all, salvation of one from his weakness, salvation of society from all communal evils, salvation of nation from social ignorance, and finally, salvation of the world from universal intolerance. All our ideas must be well coordinated to protect us from every kind of disease. We must always remember, Sa Vidya Ya Vimukta. Thank you.